Hello, everyone. Hopefully you can hear me. Let me know. Excellent, excellent. Woohoo! Zeta sounds good. That's good. Alrighty. Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well. We're going to get to start with this Jacob and Woofer puzzle. Don't vibe solve this one? Oh, isn't don't try and guess by where the clues are what the answer has to be? Or will I solve it too quickly if I vibe solve it? Or will I be wrong if I vibe solve it? Hey, Brennan. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, good luck to us. But yes, welcome everyone. This has been a crazy week around the Zeta household. We have, I believe, officially bought a house now, so that has been a big thing, as you might imagine. So expect to hear about various things related to moving and all those sorts of things. Also expect, I'm planning once classes are over to do some sort of 24-hour fundraising stream for funds to help with the homeowner lifestyle transition. So you can look forward to some sort of 24-hour stream of nonsense. But yes, the new place has a nice studio, so it shouldn't greatly impact streaming schedule and all that sort of stuff. But it did greatly impact our week to be running around dealing with this. So anyway, so if anyone has been concerned about what has been going on, as we have alluded to stuff going on, that is what has been going on. But hopefully there will be minimal future disruption. We will see. Oh, thank you. David has donated $10. Great to have you back at the end of the week and towards moving fun. Thank you, David. Let's get you a dance. Woohoo! Wow! Wee! Whoa! Thank you so much, David. Thank you. As Tristan says, Tristan's going to be streaming less, but I'll probably stream more, so we will see. Oh, Kuraban says this is the first stream they're watching from their new house. Well, excellent. I hope your new house is going well. Anyway, yes, and people, please hit the like button, as John says. Thank you, John. Good reminder. So, as always, we're going to start with the puzzle that got the most votes from my supporters. So those supporters who voted for this include Woofer, Nevario, Ken, Doomed Yacht, Luda, Russ, Directionary, David, and Wisteria. Wisteria has just upgraded to be a windmill, so this is their first time voting. So thank you, and we'll get a little windmill dance for Wisteria in there. Woohoo! 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 Zach has knocked my glasses off in his excitement. Thank you, Zach. And thank you very much to Wisteria for becoming a windmill. We greatly appreciate you. Yes, Niv voted for this U-Bahn. Maybe Niv voted for this so that Niv could say that he couldn't do it on stream because he saw me do it. That might be Niv's plan. All right, so let us try to understand. Oh, today is Zach's first birthday? Oh, happy birthday, Zach. I forgot about that. Well, excellent. But Nevario hates Nurikabe, too, doesn't he? I'm the one who likes Nurikabe. So happy 1 year anniversary to Zach, who has been a valuable member of the team. Oh, Nevario does like Nurikabe. Weird. Okay, I misunderstood that. I just assumed that Nevario hates all the good pencil puzzle types. Let's see. Nevario also doesn't like loops, which just still horrifies me. Because loops are cool. All right. Zach with a K, Sarah. Zach with a K. I remember watching Niv do the 1-star battle puzzle and just hating life doing the 1-star battle puzzle, which was just amazing. It was literally today, last year. Excellent. Well, congratulations on a year on the team, Zach. Okay, so we need to divide the grid into two orthogonally connected puzzles. One is a Nurikabe and one is a U-Bahn. And by the way, just so that you can visualize this, there is this example completed grid here. And in the example completed grid, you can see there is a U-Bahn network, and I'll explain exactly what a U-Bahn network is, and a Nurikabe thing, and I'll explain what that is. So Nurikabe puzzles are divided into a land piece and a water piece. This is a crazy idea for a puzzle. I kind of love it. And so all water cells are orthogonally connected. So there's sort of like, there's one ocean. So if you look at the blue, all the blue is connected. And then all the green are islands, is the way to think about it. So like the sort of fancy way to think about it, all the blue connects, all the green are islands. No 2x2 can be entirely water. That would be too wet. We don't want anything that wet. Clues must be on land cells. Got it. Okay, so every clue in the grid is on a land cell. These are outside the grid clues, by the way, if you've never seen a U-Bahn before. Good luck following, but these are outside the grid. Those do not have to be land. So let's go ahead and let's make all of these green, as is dictated by the thing. And every orthogonally connected area of land contains exactly one clue, which represents the size. So this is an island of size 2, it has a 2 clue on it. This is an island of size 4, it has a 4 clue on it. If your island has size 5, you are not allowed to put 2 5 clues on it. I know you could do that in some pencil puzzle genres, but you cannot do that in Nurikabe, nor are you allowed to have an unclued island at all. Every island has exactly one clue. Okay, and so then here's the weird part. We need to draw a loop network through the centers of some cells. And so that's this green part here. That's the loop network. And so the loop network needs to be connected and have no dead ends. There aren't any other requirements, right? No. Okay, yes. It's just connected, no dead ends. And then the clues outside the grid tell you how many of that little Tetris piece are used in the thing. So, for example, there are 4 T intersections in this row. So and note the rotation doesn't matter. So it's that one, that one, that one, and that one. Those are the 4 T intersections. Or in this column, there's one corner, and the one corner is that one. Okay, so that is the rules. So good luck. And let's start by filling in that this is blue. I have absolutely no idea what we'd do for a betting tree, but if the setters have suggestions as to how to make a betting tree out of this, we can do that. This is what Nicholas saw. This can't be U-Bahn, because if this was U-Bahn, then it would be a dead end, because if it were U-Bahn, I would have to have a track, but then the track couldn't go anywhere. So I'm guessing the one that Nicholas saw is that this is definitely water, which means this is definitely water as well, because the water, remember, is all connected. I guess I technically don't know that. There might be only one water cell in the entire grid. And I was warned to avoid vibes, so it's a pretty vibesy thing to assume that there's a second water cell in this 80 million by 80 million grid. So I guess we cannot fill in that as blue as of yet. Now, I can put a border around this 1, so every cell around the 1 is at the very least, it's not green, it's either U-Bahn. I should probably make a color for U-Bahn. We'll make U-Bahn yellow. So this is either yellow or blue in some combination. We know that there's borders here and borders here, because if I let my green extend here, the problem is if I made this cell green, now this island has 2 clues, which I'm not allowed to do. likewise these. So this 5, and this is what Danzor just noticed, this 5 needs to extend down at least 1 there. Just to make that work. Let's see here. Are there other freebie things? Woofer contends that something in the rules says that every island touches at least 1 water cell. I don't see why it's not possible if there's just a loop around every island. Oh, it's because all the Nurikabe islands are connected. That's it. It's the very first rule. The very first rule says that. It's because if there are 2 islands, I could wrap an island entirely in U-Bahn, but now that island is not going to connect to the other one. So it's the fact that there's 2 orthogonally connected puzzles. And so therefore every island, as Woofer says, needs to touch at least 1 bit of water, and therefore there's at least a second cell of water in the puzzle somewhere. That might be the last one, but there's at least 1 more. So that is handy. So now, yeah, that could be going there if it wanted to. Let's see. Yeah, so this is certainly, again, blue or yellow. Let's see. I don't think I can do anything with this 2 yet. These are definitely blue or yellow. Let's see. Ah, right. Okay. I was looking for that, and I kept looking at that 2 and that 2, but Jay Dyer has pointed out this is the 2 I should have been looking at, because this 2 can only grow to one of these 2 cells, and then it finishes, so therefore this is never island. So it is one of the non-island colors. Oops, not like that. Like that. Oops, not like that either. No, like that. Okay, so yeah, so this 2 goes one of these directions. I kind of want to just try to break it by just randomly bifurcating on this, because this is a pencil puzzle after all. Can I? Yeah, I can, I think. So bifurcation palette, imagine there's a line here. What does that force? It immediately forces this to be a corner. This, remember, the puzzles can't mix. This can't... Oh, no, this could turn down here. Never mind. Sorry, this does not quite break, at least not as quickly as I thought it did in my head. The real question in every pencil puzzle is, what's the thing I'm supposed to bifurcate on? Because in pencil puzzles, usually people, and this is also true in Sudoku, people come up with a way to phrase something that's not bifurcation, or that makes it sound like it's not bifurcation when it actually sort of really is. And just until you have that intuition for what thing you're supposed to look ahead on, it is good. I mean, the reason why I was looking at it, Woofer, was because of because of that. Because if that's in, then it tells me that all of this is out. That's exactly why I was looking at it. Oh, maybe it doesn't quite, because there's T's. There's allowed to be T's. Oh, actually, no, those would be, never mind. Those would be corners, not T's. So I in my head, I was visualizing this as fulfilling that clue, but it doesn't, because this is 2 corners. This is not one of those. Let's see. There's 1 4-way in this this mess. There's no lines at all over here. But I don't think that's going to be helpful. I know there's 2 corners here. 2 lines in this row. 2 corners, or 2 T's there. none of which is very helpful. So the thing Woofer wants me to say is that one of these cells has this line segment in it. So there's a U-Bahn clue somewhere in this column. And so I think Woofer wants me to think about the implications of it if I disconnect this area up here from this area down here, because there's definitely a U-Bahn clue somewhere in this column. And so there's some connectivity implications there that I don't understand yet. Jay Dyer says the U-Bahn only touches the border in one place, because if the U-Bahn touches the border in two places, then we've isolated an area, which doesn't work. But it could be like only that, or it could be like all the way around. The thing, actually, do we even know it doesn't do that? Yeah, I guess we know it doesn't do that. Because if the U-Bahn touched all the way around, then the U-Bahn would in particular include these three cells. So just to reiterate again, the U-Bahn cells, the yellow cells in this border. Hey, Ranksk. Yes, Tristan, that's what I'm explaining. The yellow cells form a contiguous group that include a cell over here. And so the point is that contiguous yellow group can't actually even make it past... Oh, no, sorry. It can make it past this 2, but it could never make it past this 5. And the reason why it can't make it past this 5 is because if the cells made it past this 5, they would do that, which would break this clue. So, therefore, all of these cells, at least starting here, these cells are all green or yellow. They're not blue. And that's very interesting when it comes to this 2. Green or blue. Sorry, green or blue. Thank you. Green or blue. They're not yellow. The thing I proved is that they're not yellow, yes. So yeah, so this 2... Yeah, I guess the 2 could still have double blue around it or whatever. That would be fine. Kuraban points out that even applies to this cell. It does even apply to this cell. Okay. Okay, Kuraban claims no island can reach row 1, column 1. That's a good point. The worst part of Nurikabe. But no island can reach here because, like, the 6 is the only one that even plausibly could, and it's nowhere close. And the same, I think, is true of this cell and this cell. And so the point is now this cell is yellow. Because this cell can't be green either, but it can't be blue because of the no 2x2s on blue. And so the point is that actually... yeah, I mean, reachability deductions just suck. There's never been a good reachability deduction in a Nurikabe puzzle. All of them are bad, is my professional opinion. But we get this little 2x2 here. No complaints about this one, but it is in sort of regular Nurikabe, it is like my least favorite part of it by far. But the point is, this 2x2, I need to interrupt it, and I can't interrupt it with a green because my green numbers are too small. So I now am forced, because this is a loop network piece, to move some yellow into those cells. And now this is now a corner, actually, in my U-Bahn. So this goes here. That forces this to be green, because this needs to finish. So these are yellow or blue, because they touch my completed 2. this certainly can't be part of an island anymore. Let's see. I do need 2 whole corners in this row, interestingly. Need 1 line in total. Oh, right, the water needs to connect, and I know there's water elsewhere because of Woofer's earlier point. So this needs to be water. That's a good spot to Isabella, because this water is currently trapped, and so the water needs to get out there, and in fact get out there, which now is going to force the Nurikabe, sorry, it's going to force the U-Bahn to come out through here at least, because remember, we know that there's a blue cell over here somewhere. This blue still needs to get out, actually, so it's going to take that cell. So now this is green, and that's going to complete this, which is now going to make this blue. This is going to be yellow or blue. It's certainly not green. And let's see. None of these cells have any clues that are relevant to them for this particular moment. Ah, beautiful spot from Jay Dyer. If this cell is blue, I can't make either of these yellow because it would make a dead end. And so that would make a blue 2x2. I like that a lot. So this cell is not blue at all, and therefore it is green or yellow. So that means that the blue still needs to get out. So this is definitely blue. That was a really nice spot to Jay. Now this cell can't possibly... No, this cell can't be blue, can't be yellow, because if this cell was yellow, it would be a dead end, because the yellow couldn't escape in any of the directions. So it's not yellow; it is blue, but the blue hasn't yet made its way out, so that's blue, and this blue still needs to. It still needs to get out, but it could get out through there. Actually, is there anything that could take this cell without breaking? There's nothing that could take this cell without breaking, I don't think. Yeah, the 4 certainly grows is a good point. That'll make it much easier to make this argument. The 4 can't take this cell. Because if the 4 takes that cell, I've now isolated my ocean. So none of that. And now the 5 just can't get there, and the 6 just can't get there. So this is in fact blue. Which means that this is green, so it's part of the 4. And now if this is green, my ocean would end, so it's not. Like that. Let's see, I can draw a little bit more border on around here. Okay. So, is there anything else smart that I can say? Hey, Drillier, hope you're doing well. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so this is a 12 by 12 grid. So when people say row 1, column 12, they mean this one. So Jay says no green can reach this. I believe that is true. So this is definitely blue. Nicholas also was explaining that. Let's see. So I was being encouraged to think about this cell. No, I'm good, Tristan. Thank you. So Woofer is suggesting thinking about this cell. So if it's yellow, it makes all of this stuff yellow. I don't know. I don't have a there is like a no checkerboard rule. So I do have to avoid checkerboards of I have to avoid checkerboards of Nurikabe and U-Bahn. Ridiculously enough. That's a good point from Nicholas. This cell is not a T, so it goes to exactly one of these two. See, Jay says if this is yellow, then there's no way for the water between the 5 island and the loop to connect to other stuff. I have no idea. I believe that that combination of words will someday make sense to me, but it may not be this day. Yeah, we do know there are at least 3 cells of U-Bahn in here that are contiguous. Let's see. Do I know any of these are for sure yellow? Because I know there's 3 contiguous cells of yellow at least. But I don't think I know anything about what it is yet. Ah, okay, I see it now. Okay, so Isabella's way of telling it to me doesn't involve the 5 or column 1 at all, which is fantastic. So Isabella's argument here is that if this is blue, I need to connect this blue to this blue, and there's no way to connect those 2 blues that doesn't isolate the yellow. That's a very sort of like a Berlin-esque connectivity argument, but that doesn't work, so this can't be blue. I like that a lot. That's a lot more elegant than at least what I was understanding people trying to say. So we get all of this happening. So that makes sense, and so this green grows, and now once this green grows, I know that this cell is yellow for sure. Just by virtue of the fact that I know there's at least 3 contiguous strings of yellow. Oh, this is the only corner in row 5, Nicholas points out. That is true. If this is blue, I have the same problem that I had with the other thing being blue. If this is blue, it's going to connect to this blue, and there's no way it can connect to that blue while also allowing yellow to come down here. So this can't be blue. Which means that, in fact, this comes here and not here. Because of Nicholas's earlier point that this can't be a T, it can only be an L. The green has to find a clue. So the green comes over here. Oops, not like that, like that. The yellow has to certainly get out. Like that. Okay, I probably should be looking at U-Bahn clues. U-Bahn clues are so weak. Is like, I love the draw a loop network thing. The thing about U-Bahn clues that I find really unpleasant, and the reason why I'm not a big fan of like the default U-Bahn, is that these clues just, they never do anything interesting. Like, not literally never, but they take up like 30% of the screen, and they do just so little in the solve. And like, you can even see in this puzzle, there's only like 8 of them for a 12 by 12 grid, because all the sort of the real clues are in here. So I feel like there's some really interesting like version of U-Bahn where you keep the like connected loop network part, but lose the like outer counting part, which I don't think works out very interestingly. Let's see. So, there's a good spot from Danzor that there aren't a whole lot of spots in which I can put a corner in here, because I can't put it there. These are already blocked off, so 2 of these 3 are corners. And I think in all ways of 2 of 3 of these being corners, yes, this needs to be yellow. If this is not yellow, I'm never fitting 2 corners in these 3 cells. Because if I make this anything but yellow, then I can't do that. So this is always U-Bahn. If this is water, that's water. Let's see. This isn't a T either, for what it's worth. Oh, this water needs to get out. Oh, no, but the water could get out there, right? One of these 2 is water, is what I know. Ah, right. So this being yellow, Jay Dyer points out, tells me that this isn't blue. Because as soon as this turned yellow, this being blue... Oh, Woofer says we broke it already. I like Jay Dyer's point a lot. Row 3, column 5. And row 5, column 5. Shouldn't be green. Let's see, how far long ago? Okay, so is it okay up till here, Woofer? Right, these don't have to connect at all. It can go across and down. Okay, got it. Right. Because this can be a corner, and that'll be fine. And so that could be one of the corners in the row or something. Because they don't have to connect directly is the thing I was trying to do. Okay, Selena pointing out that if this was green or blue, it would make a second corner in this row. So this is not green or blue, it's definitely yellow. And in fact, this loop network can't go only down. So it's, in fact, the loop also definitely extends this way. And that's my only straight line piece for this column, which I'm sure will be relevant later. At some point. Yeah, it can still be a T. Yeah, I agree. I said it can't only go down. So this was forced. Oh, this can't be a T. Because this is, so... Oh, right. So it might not be the only straight segment for the column, because it could be the T. Okay, got it. Okay, I see what people are saying now. Okay, I'm trying to understand Kuraban's point. This can't be one of those shapes because of the row, and it can't be one of those shapes because of the column. So this is either a plus or a straight line. Those are the only two things it can be. This is Kuraban's point. This is either a plus or a straight line, and regardless of which one it does that. That was a very good spot. Okay, so now this 6 island, no matter what, it has to take this cell because the 6 island can't get to 6 cells without taking that cell. Now, this can't be a corner, so it has to be a T. It has no other choices. This is now definitely not green because it doesn't have an island to be friends with. This is a corner up here. It's got to do something like that. This is not a T, so it is a corner. But which two directions it connects, we don't know yet. I don't think. Oh, I guess we know it doesn't connect up and down, so we know it always does that. We just don't know whether it connects up or connects down. Is my understanding of how all of this works. People are now saying it does connect down. Because row 3, column 4... Right, this is not allowed to be a T. Wait, this isn't allowed to be a T either. Oh, this isn't allowed to be a T, but it's allowed to be a 4-way, is the point. So if I go up here, I definitely break that clue. So I have to go down here. But now if I don't continue, I also break that. So this is now yellow. Okay, this cell is always part of the 6, because if it's not, I force the 6s to touch. This cell needs to be separated from that 6. This cell's always part of the 6. So we can at least say that. So that gives us some more. Islanding. I can't woofer because that's one of the turns in row 4. Before, when I did the reasoning, I didn't have it. I knew there were no turns over here. Now, I can still say that this can't be, or that this has to be yellow, because if this is not yellow, then I can't get to any of them. But so this cell still has to be yellow, but the rest of what I did before was wrong. Column 7 only has one place for a cross now. Yeah, I think that's right. So Isabella's pointing out there is a 4-way in this column, and the 4-way can only actually go here just by column stuff. So there we go. So therefore we get all of that. And now this 6, again, definitely goes there, which turns this into a U-Bahn corner, as people like to call it. Like that. Okay. So I need to remember I know one of these is definitely blue. I can't encircle this whole thing in U-Bahn-itude. As much as I might like to encircle the whole thing in U-Bahn-itude. Let's see, there's only one corner in this row, sure. Row 6, column 7 is not blue. Right. If this is blue, it's going to end up isolating that yellow from its yellow friends over here. Because this blue would have to connect to that blue, and in so doing, this yellow would be entranced. So this is not blue. It's yellow. And it is it's a corridor, so it's that yellow, which makes this yellow. Means this doesn't extend that way either. Means that now this 6 goes to one of these two cells, which before Nicholas points it out, I'll say that that cell is not green anymore. This now just can't be blue because it couldn't ever connect to its friends. So this does that. I can go over and put that there. Let's see. That is my 2 corners for row 4, so no more corners in row 4. So, therefore, this doesn't go only down, so therefore it always continues right, is the way to think about it. And now this can't be anything but a T, because if it turns up or down only, then it's a corner, so that's a T. Which makes this green. There we go. Happy Friday to you too, Karen. This is a corner, so it turns, making this yellow. This is blue or yellow because of the way U-Bahn works. The water has to get out again, points out Lakia. So this had better be water. If it's not water, we've got some serious problems. So if this is water, I create odd problems with 2x2s, I think. In fact, actually, maybe the easiest thing to say is this is water, because if this is not water, it's part of this 5 island, but now the water is done and it's not done. So this is never land anymore. And the same goes for if that's land, or that's land, or that's land. All of these can only be land if they're part of this 5, and they're not, because that would isolate the water. And so, therefore, this is, well, it's green or yellow at the very least, to avoid a 2x2. If it's yellow, that's yellow. If it's green, that's blue. People keep saying if it's green, the U-Bahn dead ends. Right, it does. Right. Okay, I see it. So, yeah, that's tricksy. Yeah, if this is green, it has to grow down there, and now I either dead-end the U-Bahn here, or I dead-end the U-Bahn there, and either way it doesn't work. So this is not green. And so we get all of this stuff happening. So that's yellow. Now, there are 0 lines. So this doesn't only continue downward because of the 0 lines, so it definitely goes over there. What happens with this, we don't know yet. Let us see. Only one corner. Let's see. This can just be part... No, this being part of the 6 doesn't work either. I think this cell is the last cell where I can make this argument, but I don't think this cell can be green either. Because if this cell is green, it either connects to one of those two, and whichever one it connects to, it breaks blue. But all of these could be green, and I don't think that's a problem. Okay. Three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 57 Thorns pointing out if this is blue, again, the blue is going to connect around this way, and yellow is going to get isolated. So this is not blue. And I'm sure the same is true of this. No, it's not the same. It's not true of that cell, unfortunately. Let's see. Oh! How have I had this sitting here for forever? How long has that been there? This just continues. Where else is it going to go? I think that's been there a very long time. Which then lets me finish the 6. Which makes this yellow or blue again. Did chat notice it and I just didn't see them pointing it out? Probably. That's usually what happens. 2 straights. Now, if this is blue, we have again the same problem. If this is blue, it connects around there, and then my U-Bahn puzzle doesn't U-Bahn puzzle stuff. Okay, well, this is certainly not green, and it's certainly not blue. So therefore, it's yellow by process of elimination. This is yellow to avoid a checkerboard, because this would be a Nurikabe U-Bahn checkerboard if I made this Nurikabe clue, so it's a U-Bahn clue. No checkerboards on Nurikabe U-Bahn in this puzzle. Let's see. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So Woofer's point is, let's just go to the bifurcation palette. If this cell is yellow, then that forces green to come down like this, but now this is a corner and there's already a corner. That's very cool, actually. So this is not yellow. So this is blue or green only. Love it. That was a really cool step, actually. Jay Dyer pointing out if this was yellow, it would definitely be a straight line, which I'm told there are not any of in the column. So that's blue or... Sorry, so that's blue or green. Blue or green. Thank you. Blue or green. You know what I meant, Sven. This now can't be yellow because it would be a dead end, so it's blue or green. Now, one of these two has to be green at least, because otherwise we'd have a 2x2 for whatever tiny amount of information I can get out of that. The tiniest of tinies. Okay, so this now can't only go this way, because if it only goes this way, it's a corner, and I've already got my corner. So this always goes down, is the point. Which then makes this 6 come out like this. Now this is a corner, so that's yellow. Doing that. I don't think I screwed that up, but someone in chat will tell me if I screwed it up, perhaps. Let's see. This cell is certainly green, because if it's blue, this is not getting to 5, so this is definitely green. And in fact, the thing above it has to be green, because this 5 has to actually finish. And it's not going to if I don't make that green. So this is yellow. That goes like that. Now this green needs to get out, so it's going to come there regardless. Doing that sort of hoodigi. Corner on yellow in row 8. Oh, blue needs to get out down this column is true, right. If I make one of these green, then my blue is lopped off completely. So that's a very good spot. So these are not green. They are blue. So this is certainly not blue, because it would certainly be disconnected now. So that is green. So we're close to having our 5 omino done, but we don't quite have our 5 omino done yet. There are those in chat who believe we know what it is. Can you imagine living on an island completely surrounded by trains? That sounds excruciating. Hopefully it doesn't turn out that there's a giant train track going by our new house that we didn't notice. Nicholas correctly pointing out this is a corner. That's not the right color. There we go. Like that. If this 5 comes here, it breaks my ability to get to 6, because it lops off both of those. So the 5 definitely doesn't go this direction. Okay. We only get 2 straight lines in this row. We've got one of them. Isn't that row 5, column 10? No, that's row 5, column 10? I think we already know the color, and I don't think it's blue-yellow. I think Nicholas mistyped what Nicholas meant. Row 8, column 10. Yes, interesting. If this is not U-Bahn, there's no way to avoid this turning into a dead end. That's amazing. Yeah, so in the world where we go to the bifurcation palette, in the world where this is blue-green, now the yellow has to continue, and then it crashes into the island. And you don't want a train crashing into your island. It messes up your day. So this is always yellow. That's a very cool observation. And so this is always green because my 6-omino has to get out. This is blue or yellow for sure because of this. So we've got that because I need to keep these separated. Right. If this is green, this is Jay Dyer's point. Jay Dyer has been all over keeping track of this. If this is green, my blue doesn't connect because that ends my blue run. And so this is not green. And the same is true if this is green. It would also end my blue run. And the same is true if this is green. So that's blue as well. And so this cell's always green because my green certainly can't finish up there. So I can put a little border in there for that. Blue keeps going down column 12 until the bottom, I am told. Well, it certainly goes at least to there. Because if it doesn't, then again, it is fini. But I don't think I know it goes there yet. Oh, I do. Oh, wait. Actually, I do. Because of the hilarious reason that I ask myself, if this isn't blue, what is it? And whatever it is, it's screwed up. Because if this is yellow, then it's a dead end, so that doesn't work. And if it's green, then my green has to connect up there and it doesn't work. So this has to be blue for a reason that can only be described as farcical. Jay Dyer suggesting it could be purple. We should probably keep track of that. Let's see. So if this is also blue, then this is green. I mean, I know this cell's not green for whatever it's worth. Is the 6 coming here a problem? I think it is. So let's go to the bifurcation palette. I think if the 6 comes here, I don't think I can finish the 5. Yes. Oh, maybe. Could I get away with doing exactly that? No. So I'm trying to find the elegant way to say this. So keep in mind, this 5 is not allowed to touch the bottom row, or we've isolated the water. So in the world where the 6 comes here, rather than finishing up there, now the 5 is sort of forced to go up here, but it can't do that either because it will create a dead end for the thing. So this just can't be green is the problem. So this is the bottom of this island, which means that this is green, and that finishes this island. Okay. Now, if this cell is green now, Woofer points out, that's going to be a big problem. Because if this cell is green now, what on earth is this going to be? And we're back in the same problem zone. So this is not green. This is the things that aren't green. It is yellow or blue. This 5 now, it can only take a maximum of 1 cell up, so it has to take a cell down. It can't take that cell, remember. So my blue has to get out, and so now my green has to come here, just in order to make that work. If this green comes up here, then the yellow... Yep. So this is true. So if green comes here, let's just look at this in the bifurcation palette. If green comes here, now that's forced this yellow to come around here, but now this is a whole Nurikabe island that doesn't have any water around it, and that breaks the fact that all the Nurikabe is connected. So this cell is not green, which means that this cell is green. And this connects. Is anyone else upset by the fact that only one of the things has this and that I'm not allowed to, like, fill in 6s in all of these cells to make it like a Philomeno? These cells are all either blue or yellow. This one's certainly not yellow because it would be a dead end. And in fact, the blue... I actually don't know that the blue has to... No, I do know that the blue has to get out, because if this is yellow, I have the same problem. If this is yellow, it forces all of these to be yellow, and that doesn't work. So it is, in fact, blue. But as soon as that's blue, my blue has to get out, which makes both of these blue, and also makes that blue. Which now turns this into a corner. This is a corner. This is a corner. That's a corner. So this cell is finally green. I'm curious, people had some argument I could not understand before as to why this had to be green like an hour ago. I'm curious if that was right and I just didn't understand it or not. So we've got all of that now filled in. Again, if this is not blue, our blue is again disconnected, so that's got to be blue again. Now, oh no, my 2 could go up that way, maybe. Okay, now I'm told that in this column we need a T, and we're running out of spots to hide the T. In particular, this is the only place we can hide the T, I believe. Thank you to everyone in chat who has been diligently watching for when that T became placeable. And so that will do that, which will force this to not be blue. So this is blue because the 1 needs to touch a blue, and now that's the only place it can do it. And so that forces this loop to continue over this way. That means this cell is yellow or blue. It's not green because I can't have green touching green. This blue needs to go out through here. And in fact, actually, my blue actually needs to continue through here and here even. Which actually forces that to be green and lets me finish that whole thing. This yellow needs to continue, so the blue needs to escape. So my rail network goes there. This is blue or yellow. This is definitely blue, because again, otherwise my blue is not ever going to touch this. Oh, no. Nope, I think I screwed up. No. This blue does still need to get up to there. So this still needs to be blue, right? I need to connect this blue to this blue still. Okay. So we have that. Okay, so this is a 2, which is saying there's 2 T's. Which could be anywhere. It could even be a boat. Here, there's one of those. This needs to continue, because what else is it going to do? Nothing. Let's see. This row has one of its 2 straights. It needs 1 more straight. So if this is the straight... I don't think this can be a straight. Maybe it can, actually. We just force this to be green. Oh, I think the point is this can't be yellow. So I think the thing I'm supposed to deduce now is that this cell can't be yellow. Because if this cell is yellow, how am I going to ever make my 2 in this row? And the problem is that my 2s can't go horizontally. So it's either going to go vertically there or vertically here, but the problem is whichever of those it does, it puts another one. So there's a parity problem. If this cell is yellow, we either get 2 more straights or 1 more straight. We either get 2 more straights or 0 more straights. We never get any other number. So this is in fact blue or green, which forces this yellow around here, like that. So now this is forced through here, which then Jim's point is that there's only one straight, and it's now that straight, so it's not that straight. So we get all of that going on. If this is blue, then this yellow gets isolated from this by... Right. Yeah, if this is blue, then I'm going to sever the network again, I think. Although it's a little hard for me to articulate, but I believe it. Right. I guess here's the way to think about it. This yellow is either connecting here and here, or it's connecting here and here. Oh, the yellow can't be connecting here and here is the point. If the yellow connects here and here, I've isolated my water. So the yellow is connecting these two. And if the yellow is connecting these two, it means that can't be blue. So it is green, in fact. I think that was the elegant way to say that. You may disagree. So yeah, I need some room for yellow coming in over here. So if this is green, here's the question. I don't think this being green works for similar reasons. If this cell is green, what on earth is this cell? Well, it's not yellow, so it would be blue, except this yellow would connect up there and it would break. So that cell can't be green. So this is the cell that's green to finish the 5. And so in doing so, these become yellow-blue. And now, if this is blue, we have the same problem. If this is blue, it's on the wrong side of this yellow. And if this is blue, it's on the wrong side of this yellow. So these aren't blue, they're yellow. And they're corners. So that's a corner, that's a corner. Has made that yellow. Don't be on the wrong side of history, that is true. Okay, I get 2 T's in here. I don't understand what K and T is saying. There is a straight in column 1. So if this does not go down, I can't get a straight in column 1. So that has to go down. 57 Thorns points out. Agree. Now this doesn't have to be the straight. That could still be the straight. But we're not quite sure yet. People are trying to make some fairly complicated global arguments down here. Which I don't yet believe, but I could be convinced to believe. Like, something, yeah, the... Yeah, I do definitely need one blue cell in here. Are there any of these cells that can't possibly be blue based on the two T's? So if this cell is blue... Unfortunately, I think even if this cell is blue, I think I can make two T's. I agree this doesn't connect to that. So people are saying sort of like, imagine what it looks like if this cell is blue, and convince myself that it doesn't work. Because if this cell is blue, then my yellow goes around like this, my blue comes out like this, my yellow goes down like this, my blue comes around like this, my yellow still comes around like this, and now I'm sunk because this can be neither blue nor yellow. I think there's a smart way to see this, but I do agree that breaks. That I sort of end up getting pushed into not having enough room to sort of turn around while still leaving room for the blue to turn around. But I can't see it in any smarter way than just drawing it in and finding out. I mean, what KNT said was just if you do it, then you get a thing that blocks the thing, but that's just the thing I just drew in. So the point of all of this, is that this cell is not actually blue. So this happens like that. So that is yellow. So now the blue goes all the way out here. So now, if this cell is not blue, blue can't connect. So that cell's always blue. If this cell is yellow, the yellows now connect to each other, and that's bad. So this cell now is blue. Now this is a corner, and so we get that. That's blue. So by the way, people in chat are claiming you can prove a theorem that this is the only way you can do a turnaround sort of end thing, which I would believe, but I don't believe that proving that theorem is easier than the look-ahead way we did it. Okay, so we've got our two T's in... No, we don't yet have our two T's in this row. So one of these is a T, and whichever of them is a T, that's always yellow. Let's see. I guess whichever of them is a T, I always get this connection, right? That's the point. Whichever of these is a T, this one's always a T. And therefore, this one isn't a T. That's cute. Okay. So yes. If I made the T here, it would also make this a T. And column 1 still needs a straight segment, so it's that one, which makes all of that happen. So all of this is yellow. That straight segment has got to be a real straight segment, so I'm not allowed to have this turn, so this goes up like that. And now I guess it's just a question of making sure you prove that you can't add any of the additional things, which is the admittedly one of the worst parts of U-Bahn, but that was cute. I really like these sorts of hybrid puzzles. This is a really interesting. I'd like to see more, preferably non-U-Bahn versions where you mash two puzzles together in this sort of yin-yang fashion, because I think that's really interesting. This idea of this. Like, I feel like there's a lot of pencil puzzle genres you could do this with. Many of which are not U-Bahn, I cannot stress enough. That would make this very cool. It's called a permaculture. Permaculture just meaning it's two pencil puzzles that have a sort of undefined boundary, and you have to find the two connected pencil puzzles. Yeah, I feel like there's no reason you couldn't do this with an awful lot of things. Some have 4 pencil puzzles. Ooh, fancy. It is a little sad that the residents of this island cannot get on the train network. Yeah. I apologize to people in chat who will be offended by this. I think I'm just deciding I don't like U-Bahn. But I like the loop network idea a lot. I'd like to see versions of loop network that involve other kinds of clues. But I did like this puzzle, regardless of the fact that I don't like I don't much care for U-Bahn. But the geometry here was really neat and interesting, and I always love the sort of Nurikabe stuff. All right, I am going to take a quick break, and I will be back in just a moment. So hang out, and I will see you shortly. Hello again, everyone. Next up, we have this thermo puzzle by Kuraban. With a rather gentle-looking grid until you realize that there's like almost no clues in it. But we've got some mixture of a bunch of different Sudoku clue types. So let's see how this goes. So what we have here are thermos. So when you start at the bulb, you start with the smallest number. Oh, I need to actually turn my keypad on because I have not yet. There we go. 2, 3, 5, 7, 9, 10, 12 or something like that. So you have to go up as you go along the thermo. This digit is the sum of these 3 digits. That's what being on an arrow means. The diagonal digits are all different. And these digits form a consecutive sequence in any order, like 1, 2, 3, 4, for example. So those are the rules. Row 5, column 6 for the bet tree, I am being told. So let us start by doing our due diligence of good lifting these thermos. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. My phone is ringing. Let me make sure it is not Tristan. It is not. And so then 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay. And so we go up like this. 7, 8, 9. Okay. I got all that stuff going on. And so we get a digit right away. Because if you look at these cells, all of them have to be at most 5. And there are 5 of them. And therefore, this cell must be a 1. And so we get to bring out Zach for the 1 dance. Ba-boop-boo! Woo! Ba-boop-ba-doo! Woo! Oops. Sorry. One moment. Did Zach break the microphone? Hopefully it still works. Thank you, Zach. Thank you. I know you had to throw in a little extra panache because you didn't get to dance for the last puzzle. So we've got a 1. One of these is a 2. So one of these, and one of these is a 5. In fact, actually, oh no, okay, so one of these is a 5. So one of these 2 is a 6. One of these 2, therefore, and whichever of those is a 6 means one of these is a 7, one of these is an 8, and one of these is a 9. But in particular, what is this cell? It's not 6, 7, or 8, because it's looked at by a 6, 7, or 8. So this cell's always a 9. And so this is a 6, 7, 8 triple. There's a 1 in one of these 2 cells, because there's got to be a 1 in the first row, and I'm not putting these 3 summing to 1. So this cell is a... Oh! This cell's a 6, 7, or 8. So, spoiler, this is not where the 6, 7, 8 go. Because of that. And so, in fact, this is where the 6, 7, 8, 9 go. That's very cool. There's always a 1 along this arrow. So that's the one that's a 5, because that can't be a 5 anymore. So we've got that. This can't be a 6, because if this were a 6, again, I would break that that thing. That's not the 1. One of these 2 is a 1. Interestingly enough. There's a 9 over down here somewhere. 7, 8, 9 would be okay as far as I can tell. Oh, right. I actually said one of them's a 1, and then I didn't actually mark it. But one of these is a 1, so therefore that's not a 1, so therefore that's a 1. So these are from 2, 3, 4, 5 at the absolute most. That is not a 5. Let's see. If that's not a 2, then there's a 2. Then this is a 1-2 pair. But that's okay. because these could still be 3, 4, and sum to 8. That's okay. That's a good point. There's a 9, 8 over here looking at this cell. So this cell's at most 7. So if I actually goodlift this, it looks like that at the maximum. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at the minimum. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. There we go. Looking like that. Now, if this is a 4, that's a huge problem. Because if this is a 4, these are 4, 3, 2, and now that cell has no value. Yes, okay, so here's the easy way to say it. I was about to say this in an overly complicated way, but Danzor points out this is just a quad. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5 quad. So therefore that's a 6. That is not a 6. That's not a 6. If this is a 3, now that's a 2. And now this is a 4, 5. And the problem with those is that they add to too many. So this is never a 3. I am being told this is not able to be 5. Okay, I've checked with experts. 5 is not less than 6. So therefore this is a 7. Let's see. So these are a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quint. That one's not the 1. There's a 7 up here in some unknown place. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to understand why this is not... Oh, this is not 4. Because if this was 4... Sorry, I miscounted which was row 8. I can turn on row column labels. We'll pretend that'll help. Isabella's point is if this is a 4, it makes these a 4, 5 pair, which makes these a 2, 3 pair, and those add to 6, which has the problem that this already can't be 6, because that's a 6. So this is never a 4. Very good spot. So this isn't a 3 in that case, for that reason. Let's see. Sayori would like us to mark this. And then ask where the 9 is in row 9. Well, it's not on one of these cells, for sure. 1. Where the 1 is in row... Sorry, where the 1 is in row 9. Because I can't put a 1 here, because this is 1, 2, 3, 4 is the point. That's very cute. So yeah, so 1 can't go here because there's a 1 in the column. It can't go partially along a thermo. It can't go here. So the 1 always goes there. That's very cute. Okay. Oh yeah, let's pencil mark this. That's probably a better use of our time. Because these are not 2, 3, 4, 5 because of the quad. So yeah, so one of these, yeah, so these are a 7, 8, 9 triple. So if this is 7, 8, 9, it means that's not 9. Which means that indeed there's a 5 on here. This wasn't 9 because it would make this 9, 8, 7, 6, which would leave that with no value. So now where is the 9 within this row? Lots of people in chat are asking me, and the answer is only there, which makes that an 8 and a 7, which makes these a 2, 4 pair, which makes that a 5 and a 3. Very gorgeous, very gorgeous. Oh, that's right. This corner marked 7 doesn't really mean anything. Corner mark 8, corner mark 9. That's not a 7 anymore. Thank you, Sven. That's not a 3 anymore in the corner or otherwise. So we get that. So, yeah, there's something interesting going on here with what's going on with this. But I don't know if I really want to think about it enormously. One of these two cells is a 7. If this is a 7, then it goes 7, 8, 9. But I don't know if that's interesting either. But I can pencil mark it at least. Let's see, I should probably mark these cells. Well, that's certainly not an 8. This is only a 2 or a 4. And so this is not a 2. It's also certainly not an 8. Okay, so this being a 2 or a 4 tells me there's no 2 on this Renbon. Because if there's a 2 on the Renbon, it would rule out both 2 and 4. So I just wasn't pencil marking enough. There's no 2 over here. And so if there's no 2, then I have to have a 2 here exactly, because there's nowhere else for the 2. Because the row needs a 2. So got there. I eventually figured out how to phrase that in a way that was beneficial to me, MicroStudy. I'm not proud about how long it took, but also where's 2 in row 1? It's there. While we're asking questions about where 2 goes in row such-a-de such. So we've got all of that. So now, as Nicholas points out, now the 3 in this row is not there. So the 3 is on the Renbon, and so the Renbon is in fact exactly 3, 4, 5, 6. And if the Renbon is 3, 4, 5, 6, where do the 7 and 8 go? They go there with a 9 there. And a 9 there. Gorgeous. I love this puzzle. This puzzle has been amazing. That 4-8 pair looks over there and means that's not a 4. Let's see. Oh, that resolved the thermo up here. Nice. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 4. 2, 3. 7. 3, 4, 5. No 3s, no 3s there, no 4 there, no 5 there, more accurately. The 8 in this box is in one of these 2 cells for sure. This has randomly become a 2 and a 4. Yeah, this is great. This is everything I like out of a puzzle. This is a something. Unfortunately, it's an 8, which resolves that that's a 4 and that's an 8. I enjoy these puzzles that combine multiple constraints with just a sort of a few of each and then have them interact in interesting ways. Like, particularly the ones that aren't brutally difficult. Oops, I hit the wrong button. There we go. I'm being told this is a naked 3. Is this really a naked 3? It's not 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. Yep, this is a naked 3. That is the weirdest naked 3 I've ever seen. I never would have seen that if Sven hadn't told me about it. Or Garion. Sven or Garion. One of them would have told me about it. Okay, no 3 there. 8 can only go in one spot on the diagonal, I am being told. Well, that can't be 8. Ah, neither of those can be 8. Got it. Yep, 8 can only go here on the diagonal. Nice. So these are something. Yeah, we've got a 2, 4, 5, 6 quadruple on the diagonal. Hey, D-Web, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Tristan and I are excited that we seem to have bought a house, by the way. If you were not here at the very beginning of the stream when I said that, if we have seemed crazy and out of sorts lately, like more so than usual, that is why. But we're excited about that, and there will at some point be, I believe, a 24-hour stream to sort of raise housing funds. So that should be fun to look forward to. All right, there's a 1-2 pair in this column, so that's not 1 or 2. That's not 2. Sure. The house that Sudoku streaming built. Yeah, something like that. In 24 hours, we can complete Taiji. We should hopefully be able to complete Taiji. I might play for a long time. People have been recommending that like game where you push things around in boxes that go in boxes. I'll probably play some of that. I'll probably play some Magic drafts because, well, I'm not going to be able to do Sudoku puzzles for 24 hours straight without losing my mind. We might do a lot of random Puzzlink puzzles. Who knows? Mr. Music Addict, I'm assuming that MUS is for music. You can tell me otherwise. There is a plugin that is made by Chameleon that does it. So it's not built into Sudoku Pad, but there is a thing. I don't have a link handy, but should be able to do it. Yeah, it will have been just long enough since I've played any Taiji that I will have to completely relearn every single puzzle type again. So, you know, that will be part of it. Sayori has a point that these are a 3, 4, 5 triple, which is very useful because it means this isn't a 5 and this isn't a 4. And therefore that is a 5, and that's a 9 and a 6 and a 4 and a 7 and an 8 and a 6. And a 6. Therefore that's the 6 for this row. And various things fall apart. So these are a 3, 9 pair, so those certainly don't have a 9 or a 4 or a 2. No 4s, no 2, no 2, no 4. No 4s, 2 or 8, no 9s, no 8. Let's see, no 6, no 6s. That's a 4 or 5 pair. That looks over that, making that a 3, making that a 1 and an 8 and a 3. These aren't 2 or 6. That's not 1 or 6. That's not 1. One of these is a 3, I suppose. That's not a 1. Yeah, we can mark the last couple cells, I suppose. I know this isn't a 5 because of the 3, 4, 5 triple. Let's see. Row 8 is done, I am being told. Ah, yes, because there's a 4, 5 pair. Thank you. There we go. Thank you. Okay, so that's a 7, a 4, and a 5. Oh, I thought that was going to do it immediately, but it did not. So that's a 4, 5 pair, which makes that a 2 and a 1. Makes that a 5 and a 4 and a 2, and a 5 and a 3 and a 4, and a 3 and a 5, and a 9 and a 3, and a 7 and an 8, and a 2 and a 1 and a 7, and a 4 and a 5, and a 9 and a 1 and a 2. And our betting tree is a 9. Congratulations to all the 9 bettors out there. May all your betting tree wishes come true as usual. The famous and mysterious curtain. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Yes, that was delightful, Kuraban. I'm not sure if Kuraban has gone to sleep. I know Kuraban was around earlier. But yes, very nice puzzle. I enjoyed that a lot. Super smooth. All right, I'm going to go pull up another puzzle. I'll be back shortly. I don't really need a break, but I do need to pull up another puzzle. So I'm going to pull up another puzzle, and then I'll be right back. I can assure you, Gary and Tristan knows about all the men in my life. Let's see. Okay, so next up, let's do this Downright Odd by Nebuzaradan. Oh, I realized, sorry, I need to pull up the link for you. 1 second while I pull up the link. There we go. I have reproduced the link. I should pin it like Tristan does. Replace pinned message. Very fancy. Why can't I have more than one pinned message? I feel like I should be allowed to have more than one pinned message. I do way too few Nebuzaradan puzzles. I always watch Nebuzaradan puzzles on Rank's stream, and I'm always like, oh, wow, that was amazing. I should do more, and then I forget. But anyway, this time I will remember, and I will, in fact, do a Nebuzaradan puzzle. Well, definitely go back and do the kuraban one, Ambrose. That was an amazing puzzle. Has anyone... if you've already done it, yes, but it was fantastic. Has anyone done this puzzle who can recommend a bet tree for me? We do have to keep in mind that this is a 7 cage that doesn't have an 8 in it, which is very exciting. Okay. I'm just going to pick this cell. And then we're just going to have regrets if we have to fill it in. We can place bets on what the last cell filled will be. There you go. Pays 70 to 1. Okay, so... It's interesting that along this this axis... Oh, this is not a diagonal puzzle. I'm about to make an argument about the diagonal, but this is not a diagonal puzzle. The point, though, is that these are from 1, 2, 8, 9 because of the fact that that we have all of these here. So I need to make a 7 long Renbon, and I can't make a 7 long Renbon if I don't use 3 through 7. And this one is, of course, not an 8. Which means, of course... Nothing. Okay. They aren't 1, 9 either. Oh, right. Yes. These two cells are also themselves on a Renbon. If they were 1, 9, I would need a large number of S cells down here in order to connect them, which will not happen. So these are either 1, 2 or 8, 9. And by that logic, therefore, this cell is never a 9, because a 9 here would need to go with a 1 or a 2, and that's never going to work. Okay, so we've got those. And so these are either 3, 4, 5 or 6, 7, 8, which I don't know what to do with yet. Let's see. Okay, so I see Selena's point now, I believe. So Selena's point is we have an interesting thing going on with 5s in these outer boxes, because you can't put a 5 on a German Whisper. And so I think that's going to force some things like I can't put a 5 here, for example. And basically the way I can do this is by coloring. If blue is a terrible choice for the coloring. In the world where burnt umber is the 5 here, then burnt umber is the 5 up here, and burnt umber is the 5 down here. So that's one universe. In the other universe, we'll say Carnival carnival cake is the 5 here. If carnival cake is the 5 here, then carnival cake is the 5 here, and carnival cake is the 5 here. So there are two possible universes. One is that all 3 umber cells are 5s, and one is that all 3 carnival cake cells are 5. And so the point is this cell sees both of those, so it can't be a 5, and this cell sees both of those, so it can't be a 5. And so by something 8-stringed kite or something, the point is this cell has to be a 5, and we have a digit. Oops. There we go. And so let us do a dance for the 5. Ba-ba-ba-doo. Woo. Ba-doo-ba-doo. Woo. Ba-doo-ba-doo. Boop. Ba-doo-ba-doo. 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 Woohoo! Well, carnival cakes don't have little plastic baby Jesuses in them for you to accidentally swallow, Brennan. I actually kind of grew up in Vicksburg, so I was close enough to Narlands to have eaten many a king cake in my day. Okay, so I think I can get rid of this coloring now, although it's possible it's going to do something for me later. But I kind of want to be able to high-low color, theoretically. So I kind of don't want to just, like, randomly hang around with them, but, you know. So now the point is, where is 5 in box 8? And the answer is I have no idea, but I know that that's not a 5. So therefore that's a 5, and therefore that's a 5, and that's a 5. So these are not 5s. Now, my intuition tells me this is probably a 4 or a 6. But who knows? It's being pointed out by Nicholas that actually the 5 is placed here because of the no 5s on Whispers rule. And so, therefore, that is a 2. Because 5 plus 2 is 7. And therefore, these are a 9 and an 8 because of how the world works. So these are high. And these are a 6 and a 7. Those are also high. Now, if that's an 8, these two need to be at least 5 apart, and they need to add to 7. And so 1 6 is the only option. If it were anything other than 1 6, we would have a huge problem. And the best thing about that is that means that one of these is a 6, which means this isn't a 6, so it's a 7, and it's a 6. I always love that deduction. I don't know why it never gets old. It seems like it's not a particularly fancy deduction, but it shows up often enough that I always love it. Okay, so we've got our little stuff here, and so I might as well fill in what these are, because Mark will know. I also know that this isn't a 1. So this is either a 4 or a 5. And spoiler, it is not a 5 because there's a given 5, so it's a 4 and a 7. And so that is high and that's low. By the way, if you are new to the stream and are wondering... Uh-oh, what did I do? Oh, did I trust Mark when I should not have trusted Mark? I think I trusted Mark when I should not have trusted Mark. Ah, yes, okay. Sorry, Mark didn't realize all the digits. So let's see. So this is probably going to be much worse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so it's still not a 1. This still isn't a 6 for the same reason. So this is an 8 or a 4 or a 7. And it's not a 7, so that's not a 4, actually. So, only a handful of options. The coloring, by the way, is just to tell me that, and then I've lost it. It's to tell me whether digits are high or low, and the reason for that is because along a whisper, because the digits differ by at least 5, they always alternate between high and low in a way that is very useful. So that is what we have going on. Okay, so 6 in box 7 is interesting, Sayori points out, because it can't go in these cells down here. It certainly can't go on top of the 5, and if it went here, it would also put a 1 there, which would break that cell. So none of those are 6. So the 6 is in one of these 3 cells, which puts the 1 in one of these cells, and has in particular the consequence that this Renban is a 1, 2, 3 Renban. That one's not the 1. All of these are blue. And therefore, all of these are orange. And the sky is gray or something. That's a 4, just because we need a low digit in the box to finish it, and that's the 4. Yeah, this has been super cool so far, Nebu. So this is not a 6 or 8, so therefore this is a 7 or a 9. Let's see. This is not a 7, for whatever that is worth. Relatively little, I suspect. Row 7, column 6 time. By the 2 in row 5, column 6. I don't... Oh, right. One of the... Okay, so here's the point. Got it. Okay, that's very cool. So, one of these is a 6, which means that it's flanked by 2 1s. So, in particular, one of these 2 cells is a 1. Which of these 2 cells is a 1? It's not this one, because this 1 would put a 2 here, which would clash with that 2. So this is the one that's a 1, and so that's the 6, and that's the 1, and this is orange. Also, that 2 is blue, and that 5 is gross. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Okay, so no 1 goes there. This is only 6 or 9, actually. Oh, there's another 5 over there. Oops. This is not a 6. This is not a 1, apparently. So this is a 7, 8, or 9. It's not a 9, apparently. It's only a 7 or 8. So this is a 2. By our previous argument about 2-cell Renbans with a 1. This is not a 6, so it's actually a 7, 8, or a 9. And it's not an 8. So this can't be a 7. Can't be a 6 because there's a 6 in the row. D-Web. Oh, why can't this be a 6? Sorry, I think you're right. I think that can be a 6. Sorry, I think I was about to do something wrong. I think this can be a 6. So that actually leaves this being 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 6 or 8. So this could still be a 5. Well, that ruins everything. Oh, right. This is odd now. This is where my brain was, and then I got distracted. This is odd, so this is consecutive with it, so it must be even. So it's at least not a 7. Row 8, column 5 is 8. You break box 7. Yes, that's true. That's true. Because the 8, actually, if you look at it, the 8 here points in, because the 8 is in one of these 2 cells just by sudoku. So this is a 6. So that's a 6. So that's a 1. Very cool. Very cool. Beautiful setting. So this is a 7 or a 9. Still the case that one of these is 8. 9 and 6 are not consecutive, Nicholas is informing me, so this is not a 9. I like that point. These are certainly from 7, 8, 9 at least. Okay, I'm being told the candidates for this cell are somewhat limited. It's not 4 or 6 either, so this is only a 3 or a 7 at all. And it's not a 3, actually, because if it were a 3, the only digits that could go here are 8 and 9. So, in fact, it just is a weird naked 7, which makes that a 9. Makes these a 1-2 pair, because the 1, 2 are the only things that go next to it. And I actually, therefore, get the 1, the 2, and the 3 in the column. 3 doesn't go next to 7, so that's an 8. That's a 7. That's a 2. This is an 8 or a 9 of some sort. So this cell is now high, as D-Web is pointing out, because 1, 2, and 3 look at it, and I can't put a 4 in the middle of a whisper. So all of these are high. And so all of these are low. And so this in particular as a low is a 4, so that's a 9. This is a high. And it is therefore a 6. These are a 7, 8 pair, and I know the order. 7 only goes next to 1 and 2, and I know the order. 3 only goes in this one spot, and I know the order. These are from 1, 2, 3, but that one can't be 1 or 2, so it's a 3. This is 1 or 3 as well. If it were a 3, it would do interesting things in this box. Like place a 3 there, but I don't quite know that that doesn't happen yet. So maybe I should now mark this cell, because now mark should work for real. This is never a 4. Let's see, 7 would put 1, 2 around it. 8 would do other things. Okay, so maybe that's not the place to look yet. Okay. Okay, there's no 1 in this column or over there. I mean, it sure makes sense to put 1 in one of these two places, more so than it would make sense to put the 1 here. Ah, I can't put the 1 there. Okay, so here's the point. I saw this in a very complicated way, and it's not actually that complicated. Where does 6 go in this box? Well, 6 is in one of these two cells just by sudoku. Well, either way, that means that the 1 is in one of the cells next to the 6. Well, the 6 isn't even there, because if the 6 is here, the 1 would go in both of these cells, which is a problem for, like, so many reasons. It would clash with that one, it would clash with that one, it would put 2 1s in the box, and they would clash with each other. All kinds of problems. So that's a 6, and that's a 1. And as soon as that's a 1, then these go blue, these go orange, that goes blue. These are a 2, 3 pair. That's a 1 now. That's a 4 now. Okay, everyone's talking about Michael. Why am I not seeing... Oh, Michael said something about row 1, column 6. So this cell, Michael believes, is not blue, because it sees 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is orange. Go, Michael. So if that's orange, then this is blue, and this is orange. And so if this is blue, it's a 2. If this is orange, it's a 7. And therefore, that's an 8 to finish the row. Making that a 9. This has become a 5. Thank you for whoever saved me earlier. I think it was D-Web when I missed that this could be a 6 for reasons that we don't even know. 1. Okay. This is a 9, just naked. This is a 7, just naked. So these are an 8-9 pair. I don't think I know the order yet. But I'm working on it. This is an 8 or a 9 itself, just by the column. So these are a 1-2 pair, actually. And I know the order. That's a 2 and that's a 1. Let's see. This can't be anything but orange, because it sees 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this is itself an 8 or a 9, and it's apparently not a 9. So this is a naked 8, apparently. I wouldn't believe it if Sven had not seen it with Sven's own eyes, but apparently. This is now the only place for a 9 in the box, apparently. And so now these are both blue, and they're a 3-4 pair. It's an 8 and a 9 and an 8. The 3-4 pair finally tells me what's going on with this, because now we've got a 3-4 pair there. So looking at this, so finally, at long last, we learn the nature of this killer cage. That is an 8 and a 3. So those aren't 3. There's now a unique place for the 1 in this box, and it's there. There's a 4-6 pair in the box. And so these are a 5-7 pair of some ill repute. Therefore, 7 in this box is actually placed there. There's 2... So here's a fact in Sudoku. If you're looking at a cell and it sees both 8 digits in its row and 8 digits in its column, then you can remember that you always can fill it in by pressing the mark button. So this is a 4. Let's mark these cells as well. It won't be as good, but it'll be almost as good. And now let's mark some of these. It's like a corollary of the thing Simon always says about how if you have 4 digits pointing into a box. So this is a 6, which makes this a 4, and this a 6. This has become blue, blue, orange, orange, because that's a 4 and a 3 and a 7 and a 9 and a 3 and a 4, and a blue and an orange, and a gray, and a blue, and a gray, and an orange. Okay, so that's all the oranges for this column, and the gray. So, surprise twist, the betting tree is going to be blue. And in fact, this cell is going to be blue as well. And we have completed our coloring. I will allow Zach a coloring dance, since he's contractually obligated to get 1 dance per puzzle, and he missed the one earlier. So to make it up for it, he'll do a coloring dance. Thank you, Zach. Thank you. So this is a 5 and a 4, and a 5 and a 7. This is a 4. So this is a 3. And our betting tree is a 2. So congratulations to all the 2 bettors out there. May all your betting tree wishes come true. Hey, Panthera, how are you doing? I hope you have been well. Woohoo! That was lovely puzzle, Nebu. I think I saw Ranks do part of this puzzle about like a long time ago. Am I correct? Is that possible that like a year ago I saw Ranks do this puzzle, or is this puzzle newer and I've just forgotten? Oh, I think Nebu only started posting puzzles to LMD recently, so probably is an older puzzle, unless I misremember completely. Okay, yeah, about a year old. That sounds about right. I certainly didn't remember anything other than watching Ranks look at a grid that looked kind of like this. So it's unique without any of the killer cages or length 3 Ren bonds. Interesting. That's crazy. But aesthetically, it worked really well. Why is it called Downright Odd? I only just now realized that implies I should have been coloring by parity, but I'm not sure that coloring by parity would have helped me a lot. All right, I'm going to take a quick break, pull up another puzzle, and I will be back shortly. So see you all in just a moment. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Oh, I forgot to do the thing again where I copy the link. 1 second. Hello, everyone. We're back with an M-Nasty puzzle. I have really been enjoying M-Nasty puzzles, basically since M-Nasty started doing puzzles. So we will have a look at this puzzle. I feel like I was about to say something, and then I lost it. Oh well. I was gonna say I should remind everyone that on Sunday we have special guest Jovial, who is going to bring us a combination of pencil puzzles and even a cryptic crossword for us to do together. So that should be a fun and interesting stream that'll maybe be a little bit different. not that we don't do pencil puzzles around here a lot, but I suspect the pencil puzzles that Jovial brings will be even pencil puzzlier than that. Yes, I was delighted when she said she wanted to bring pencil puzzles, because I figured it was either going to be pencil puzzles or things with exocets. And I knew which of those I preferred. So it will require, it will require a number of pencils. That is probably true. All right. So, and that's right. I remember now that this puzzle, mentioned in the rules that it was slightly inspired, although I think very, very tangentially, by Keep Talking, which featured three mine digits. And so this also has 3 mine digits. So there are 3 digits that are secretly bombs, and numbers and squares are equal to the total number of mines in the 8 cells surrounding the square. So those cells for this one, these cells for this one, etc. Numbers in circles equal the taxicab distance from that circle to the nearest mine. A mine cannot be in a circle, since the taxicab distance would be 0. Okay, so we're going to immediately mark all of these as not mines in light gray for that. So now let us have a look. So a lot of these squares can't be particularly large. I guess this could even be as large as 5, technically. This one can certainly not be larger than 3, because it's counting bombs. Oh, I guess I need to dream up a bet tree, don't I? So bet on whether you think this will be a good bet tree or not. This cannot be more than 2, because I know there's a bomb in one of these cells. So this is never more than 2. Can this be more than 2? No. Yes. No. So I know there's a bomb in one of these cells. In fact, there's 3. These 2 cells would be taxicab distance of 3 away. By the taxicab is just like the number of king's moves. So it's 1, 2, 3. However, that's only 2 cells that are 3 away. So actually, these are a 1-2 pair. Oh, likewise, that's a 1-2. Oh, and we have a digit, because this also can only be 1 or 2 away. And so, in fact, that is a 3. Ambrose says they're confused by row 5, column 8. Are you confused by why? Oh, okay. So this digit just is a 3 because there's a 1-2 pair in the column, and we can do our famous 3 dance. Ba-doop-ba-doop, woo! Ba-doop-ba-doop, woo! Ba-doop-ba-doop, woo! Ba-doop-ba-doop, woohoo! Thank you, Zach. Thank you. Always much appreciated. So the fact that this is a 3 means that that's not a mine and none of these are mines. So in particular, 3 is not a bomb digit, and 1 and 2 are not bomb digits either. So the bomb digits are from 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ooh, having leftover wedding cake in honor of the new homeowners. Excellent, Kuraban. 3 is not a bomb digit because it only counts the 8 surrounding cells, Jay. And so if 3 was a bomb digit, this would be a maximum of 2. I had to go back and reread the rules and be like, I'm not wrong, am I? Okay, this digit's also a 1 or a 2 for the same reason that we have been saying the whole time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this digit's also a 1 or a 2. You met a zetamath fan in real life. Amazing. Was it Ace of Spades? So this is at most 3, because again, you have to remember there are 3 mines in the box. That one is 4 away, but they're therefore fewer than that. And so this is at most 3, but it sees a 3, so it's only a 1 or a 2. This can't be a 1 now, because if it was a 1, it would say one of these is a bomb, which would then make this a 1. That's not going to work. So, in fact, this has to be a 2, with that being a 1, which means that these aren't mines. This is sweet. Now, one of these 2, or both, is a mine. Wow, someone who might actually have found the channel organically and not because they, like, knew me in person. Okay. Okay, so yeah, so one of these 2 is a mine. This square is forced to be 3. Jay is completely right. This square is 3 because it's not a 1 or a 2, and it only sees 3 cells. So this is a 3, and those are all bombs. We will opacify them. And remember, as soon as something is a bomb, we know that it is a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. Oh, that's right. And 3 is not a bomb, so we can gray that. This 2 is close to a bomb, so therefore that has to be a bomb. This 1... Oh, this 1 will work either way, regardless of which of those is a bomb, huh? This is a... Oh, this has got to be at least 4. And so it could be as high as 5. No, it could be as high as 6. This can only be a maximum of now 4 because of the fact that 2 of the bombs are gone here. If this was 6, 6 would be a bomb. That's funny. So if this is 6, then the bombs would include these 3, which would make 6 a bomb, but now this doesn't count itself, so it couldn't be a 6. That's adorable. Good spot to chat for noticing that. There's no way this isn't a 1, right? This has got to be a 1. Because, again, the furthest away that I can get within the box is 3, but this can't be a 2 or a 3, so it has to be a 1. Organic Finders Club member. Excellent, excellent. Didn't Simon just say he'd never met someone in real life who was a fan of Cracking the Cryptic until recently, which I find ridiculous? Like, Cracking the Cryptic has 1 million subscribers or whatever. It feels like Simon would just trip over them. Let's see. So one of these 3 is a bomb. Okay, this is not 2 or 3. So this is either 1 or it's 4 or 5. Which is pretty interesting. Let's see. There's a 7 in this column somewhere. I don't think that's very interesting. Let's see. I know that 3 of these are bombs. So this is picking up at most 2 bombs from here, and at most 3 bombs from here. So this is at most 5. I'm expecting to get some strange ooples if I keep going at this. So, again, the furthest away I can get within this box is, let's see, those are all 2, 3, 4. So this could be as high as 3. Sorry, not as high as 4. It could be as high as 3 because it could be that those are the 3 bombs. Ah, good spot. Good spot. I love that. Kuraban points out this can't be a bomb because if it was, both of those would be 1 and they would share a row. And this isn't some sort of Philomeno puzzle. So we've got that. So these two are the same digit. I don't know if that's at all interesting. I'm just trying to see if we can reproduce the same idea, but I don't think so. Can do the same thing with row 4, column 6, though. MicroStudy points out if this is a bomb, both of these are 1. And so the fact that one of these numbers is 2 does mean that all of the bombs are in the corners, either of that box or this box. Actually, it's very interesting if this is the 2, then these 2 bombs would tell us both of those would automatically be bombs because I could only put 1 bomb down there. Good spot. Okay. There are a total of, this is Josh's point. How many bombs are there in total? There's a total of 6 in these 2 columns. Well, those 3 are not seen by this or this. And therefore, these can each see at most 3 bombs. Well, that makes that one a 1. It makes sure this one's not a 4 either. So that's not a 1. And if this isn't a 1, it means all the things 1 away are not bombs. So now this digit now can be at most a 4. 1 is known to be a non-bomb. So are 2 and 3. Neither of these are bombs. Good spot. Oh, it can see bombs in column 3. Sorry, you're right. This is, sorry, you're right. I did screw this up. Sorry. That was still a 1. This can still be 4 because it can see bombs over there because I'm bad at geometry, apparently. Don't tell anyone I'm a geometer. Let's see. So this is a 2 or a 3. Those are still gray because of that being a 2 or a 3. Let's see. Okay, so if this is a 2, it makes that a 3. Is that possible that this is a 2 and that's a 3? If this was a 2, it would gray all of those. And if this was a 3, it would gray those. So my 2 would have to come from there. My 3 would have to come from there. I guess that's possible. Yep, that's true. So remember, this is Martin's point. One of these is a 2. And whichever of them is a 2 forces all of the bombs into the corners. And what that tells me is, down in this box, I can't put all 3 bombs here, because whichever side I put 2 bombs on would break the, the thing there. Sorry, let me say this in a better, more elegant way. One of these has all the bombs in the corner. This can't also have all the bombs here, because if it does, I need to put all 3 bombs into the column in one of these 2 boxes, and I can't do that. So this is always a bomb. which is delightful. I fear it may not be useful, but it's awesome. One of these two is a 1 just by sudoku. So this is at most a 4 while we're at it, because it sees at most 3 bombs there and 1 bomb there. Okay, so Jay is claiming there's always a bomb down here. Why couldn't this be a 1 with the bombs up here? One and 2 actually only go in 3 places in this box. There's a 1 in one of those. If this isn't a 2, these become a 1-2 pair. I don't quite know what to do with that, but it sounds fancy when I say it. It sounds like I know what I'm talking about. Okay. Got it. Okay, so this is Jay's point. It's following up with Martin's point before. Either this is a 2, in which case there's a bomb in one of these two, otherwise I don't get to enough bombs. Or this is a 1, in which case that's a 2, but if that's a 2, all the bombs go here, and how do I get to 3 bombs in this column? Only by putting a bomb there and there. And so there's always a bomb in one of these 3 cells, regardless of which universe we're in, and therefore none of these are bombs. That is a very cool spot to Jay. That's not a bomb either, actually, for same reason. So 3 of these are bombs. Is a really interesting and surprising twist. Okay, let's see. Garion says if this is a 2, then row 3, column 6 would be a 3. But it wouldn't be. That's very, very cute, Garion. If this is a 2, it makes those the bombs. But then that makes this at most a 2, but it would be a 3. So that doesn't work. So therefore, this is the 1, and that's the 2. And now as soon as this is the 2 again, we can gray these cells. And now I only get 1 bomb in one of these, so therefore these are both bombs. That's a 1. Okay, so now, where did these 2 bombs go in box 5? The answer is they go here and here. So 9 is officially a bomb, for the record. In this column, these are both bombs. One of these 2 is a bomb, of course. And in fact, actually... Oh, maybe I can't quite do that. Oh, this now is a 2 because it's 2 away from that. So it's definitely a 2. Just by calculation. So this is not a 2. Row 4, Sayori points out one of these two is a bomb, plus those two means none of these are bombs. I know there's one bomb up here. So this can't be a 4 anymore, because there's one bomb down here for this to see, and at most 2 up there. So this is only a 2 or a 3. That's a very good spot from Martin. If this cell is a bomb, it has to be a 4, but then it can't see 4 bombs. Ooh, M Nasty donates $9.09 for a mine and a house. Thank you, M Nasty. Let's get you a donation dance. Woohoo! 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 Thank you so much, M Nasty. Thank you. And thank you for setting this puzzle. This is cool. M Nasty puzzles are great. So the thing we were arguing is that this is definitely not a bomb. If this is a 4, both of those are bombs, which is maybe interesting. But I don't know yet. Let's see. Can this still be a 5? I think just barely, annoyingly. Let's see, if this is a 3, again, both of those are bombs, which would make that not a bomb. This is at least 3. What is it at most? It's at most 5, because there's only... no, sorry, at most 6? At most 6, I think. Oh, it's not able to be a 6. So this is a 3, 4, or a 5, seemingly. The fact that it's... oh, it can't be a 5, because these can't both be bombs. In order for this to be a 5, both of those would have to be bombs, and they're not both bombs. I always count 1 from there. No, sorry, that's not true. That's not true, because in order for it to be a 6, that had to be true, but then I got rid of the 6 there because of that, because there are 6 spots. I know at most one of those is a bomb. I do know only one of these is a bomb, which is, I suppose, interesting. I do know that one of these is the 9 for this box, which means that one of these is the 9 for this box. Row 3, column 4. Can only see one bomb in column 3 because of box 7. Because of box... right. One of these two is a bomb. Got it. One of these is a bomb. So 2 of the 3 bombs for this column are gone. So at most one of these is a bomb. At most one of these is a bomb. And so together, that's at most 2 bombs, plus 2 is at most 4 bombs. This is never a 5. That is what chat is pointing at. So if this is a 4, sorry, if this cell's a bomb, can we do the same trick as before? If it's a bomb, it's a 4, and then those are bombs. One of those is a bomb. Maybe it's fine, actually. I guess if this is a bomb, funnily enough, that digit goes there just by force. Feels close. I mean, this is certainly at most 6. Six seems very difficult. Oh yeah, it can't be 6 because these can't all be bombs because there's a bomb there. So at most 2 of these are bombs. If at most 2 of these are bombs, then this is at most 5 if it sees every bomb in this box. Oh, it can't see every bomb in this box because at least one of these is a bomb. Because of the column. So actually this can't even get as big as 5. This can only be 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's getting somewhere. Because I need at least one more bomb in this column, which is then taking away a bomb that I could see here. So I see at most 2 bombs here and at most 2 bombs here. Okay, so that's a smart spot to Martin. In this column, I can only put 1 bomb here, so there's at least 2 bombs here. So in these cells, there is at most 1 bomb, and so this digit can only possibly get to 4. And in fact, actually, if you do the math on that, 2 of these are bombs at least, but then 1 of these is a bomb at least, and so therefore these are not bombs. Is the consequence of that. And in order for this to be a 4, actually that needs to be a bomb, and 4 isn't a bomb. So we've got all the bombs pinned down in this box, and now we know 4 is not a bomb, so we can pull 4 out of those. And now this is gray, because we now know that 4 isn't a bomb for sure. This is not a bomb for sure. So we've got all of that happening. Jay says row 1, column 6 is now a bomb. I'm trying to decide what clue. Oh, it's just the column, because only 2 of these can be a bomb, because 1 of these is a bomb. So 2 of these are a bomb. So that's a bomb. And so now this isn't a 2 anymore. Good spot to Jay that I did not originally appreciate exactly what was going on. As is so often the case. This can't be 5 anymore, because this being 5 required it seeing 2 bombs here and 3 bombs here, but it's never seeing that bomb over there. So this is a 3. So therefore it sees these 2 bombs, because again we need 2 bombs in the column, and it sees a bomb over here, and then there's a bomb over here. Slick. Row 7's bombs are all bombed. Bombed away. Column 7, I'm being told, is bombifiable. One of these is a bomb. That's a bomb. How do I know which of these is the bomb? Let's see. Martin says if this is a bomb, then I can't place 3 bombs in box 1. So if this is a bomb, then now these 3 bombs have to go in these cells. Right, but I only get 1 bomb in all 3 of these, and that doesn't work. So yeah, so this is not a bomb. That's a very clever spot. Got it. Okay, so the point is if these 3 were bombs, I'd have to put 3 bombs in here, but I could never avoid putting 2 bombs there if I'm doing that. In fact, actually, just by asking where these 2 bombs go in box 1, they can't both go there, so one of them has to go there. So that cell's always a bomb. Nicholas pointing out row 2, column 8 is resolved just by counting. So that's a 2. And now I know, remember, one of these is a bomb because of that. So one of those is a bomb, that's a bomb, so therefore that's a bomb. Therefore that's not a bomb. Right. If either of these were bombs or that was a bomb, exactly the same problem would happen in box 1. The real point is one of these is a bomb in box 1. So those are all none bombs. And in fact, actually, that bombs these 2 cells. And now this is like one of those things that I can do, because it's like a 4. Because one of these is a bomb. So this is definitely a 4. Column 3 is bombed out, I'm being told. This has all of its bombs. It sees 2 bombs, so those are not bombs. So these are bombs. So that's not a bomb. Sorry if you were hoping that the bet tree would blow up. That would be a big shame, though. So this is a bomb. So 4 is placed in box 1 now, because 4 can't go in yellow. So let's look at that for a second. Are there other, like, digits that are placed in places? Like, one of these 2 is a 3. Oh, 8's not a bomb anymore. We have just learned. This is a bomb just by the column, so that's not a bomb. So one of these 2 is a bomb. 8 in box 7 is placed here. Thank you. Row 2 is done being bombed, so row 3 needs a bomb, and so 7 actually is a bomb. Good. So one of these 2 is a 7. So, yeah, where does the 7 go in column 8? It has to go there. What are these digits while I'm at it? Oops. Oh, I probably have not written every digit in the puzzle yet, have I? I probably need to write every digit in the puzzle once. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sorry, it's 6. That one's not 9. Oh, so 6 is definitely a bomb, just because 6 in this box definitely needs to go on top of a bomb. So the bombs are so that's awesome. By Sudoku, 6 is a bomb. 6 is a bomb because it doesn't have anywhere else to go. And so the bombs we now know are 6, 7, and 9. So 5 is not, in fact, a bomb. That's awesome. I like that a lot. So therefore, that's not a bomb. These aren't bombs. These are bombs. Ba-boom! So all of the yellows are 6, 7, and 9 only. HR will not allow us to have Zach do a bomb dance. That was deemed unnecessarily risky. 9, 6, 7. That just is a 7, so that's a 6. That's a 6. That's a 6. That 7-9 pair looks up, making that a 6, that a 7, and that a 9. That's a 9 and a 6. It's a 9 and a 7. That's a 9 and a 6. That is a 7 and a 6 and a 9. That's a 7 and a 6 and a 9 and a 5 and a 7. That is a 7 and a 9. I wonder if I can figure out what number this is. This is a 9 because 5 isn't a bomb. This is a 2 because counting. Now I think I can mark. So let's see. So 3, 5, 3, 1. Let's see. There's a 2, 4 pair, a 5, 8 pair, 2, 5 pair. So that's an 8 and a 4. Let's see. These, and that's a 5. These are a 1, 2 pair now. Let's see. I'm sure there are more things to explore. No 8, no 8, no 3 or 4, no 3. No 4, 5, or 8. Okay, no 5s there. That 4, 8 pair makes that into a 5, and that into a 3. Thank you, kuraban. That into a 1, and a 2, and a 1, and an 8. And a 5, and a 4, and a 2, and an 8, and a 5. And an 8, and a 4. And a 2, and a 5. And a 3, and a 2, and an 8. And a 4, and an 8. And a 5, and a 4. And a 1, and an 8, and a 3, and a 5. And our betting tree is a 4. Congratulations to all of the 4 bettors out there. May all your betting tree wishes come true. That was a wonderful puzzle, M. Nasty. I think when I added this to the bucket, at least, I think this wasn't even rated on LMD, but that was amazing. So yeah, great idea, great execution. I enjoyed this. This taxi cab metric thing was quite interesting. We didn't even get a digit as large as 3 in a circle, which I guess makes sense. But the fact that like the 1s and 2s said interesting things about the geometry was very cool. Yeah, very sweet puzzle and very smooth. I thought that was quite nice. It still isn't rated. Well, then I apologize for what's about to happen when someone who shall not be named watches my stream. All right. I am going to take a quick break, stretch just a little bit, and I will dig up another puzzle. I will be back shortly. Alrighty, welcome back. I realized that a great tragedy had taken place, which is that I've had this 2-10th puzzle in the bucket, and I haven't done it yet. So let us fix that, and let us do this 2-10th puzzle. So in this puzzle, we have two things. We have between lines, which say that the digit in the circles sort of bound the digits along the line. So if this is a 2 and this is a 6, then all of these digits have to be from 3, 4, 5, because they have to be between 2 and 6. So that is how those work. And then these quadruples, which tell you some digits that happen to live inside these cells. So there is a 3, a 5, and a 6 somewhere in these cells. That is what that is telling me. I think it's possible that this actually is not a coloring puzzle. I hesitate to say for sure, but it's possible that it is not. Dorlier, I haven't had a chance to look at it. I have been in the process of purchasing a house. It might get added or something. The list of puzzles I have set aside that I intend to do is hundreds of puzzles long. So it might get added to the list, but if it gets added to the list, it may not appear for some time. But it's possible. I did mention earlier I am planning to do something like a 24-hour stream after my semester is over. So it is possible I will churn through a lot of puzzles in that time. We will see. So where are we putting a betting tree? Somewhere. Hey, Kodak, how are you doing? Something like that, maybe? Okay, so these two digits, so I think this is what chat is telling me. These two digits, where do they go in this box? And the answer is they go here. So one of them is 3, 5, or 6. Now, is it actually possible that any of these things are 5? If either of these is 5, then we're going to have a problem right away, because it's going to be, these would have to be either 6, 7, 8, which they can't be because the 6 is over here, or 2, 3, 4, which they can't be because the 3 is over here. So there's definitely not a 5 in one of these circles. So one of these circles is 3 or 6. I don't have a fantastic way of writing that, but it is Garian's point, and it is gorgeous that one of these is 3 or 6. I don't think I know which yet. Let's see, DWeb says it's 3. Is 6 a problem? If I make one of these a 6, 1 and 6 aren't far enough away? 1 and 6 seem plenty far away, don't they? Let's see. What could I fit between 1 and 6? 2, 4, 5. Oh, right. Because the 3 and the 5 are gone. That's the point. Okay. I had not appreciated that. Thank you. Okay. So if I make it a 6, the furthest away I could get is to make this 1 and 6. But the problem is, although there are lots of numbers between 1 and 6, 2 of them are 3 and 5, and the only ones that would be left would be 2 and 4, which is not enough. So in fact, these digits are a 3, and then a number that is far enough away to allow for these things. So 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's got to be an 8 or a 9 that goes with it. So why does 3, 8 not work? So 3, 4... Oh, yeah, because 5 and 6 are gone. So, yeah, if this were 3, 8, the problem is 5 and 6 are in the quad, and so we'd have to go 4 and then 2 7s, and I can't do that. So, in fact, these are 3, 9, and that tells me the last digit in the quad is a 9. Like that. And so we get all of those digits for my quad, and so we get, these are the remaining digits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9, and of course 1 does not go on this between line, nor does 2, so those are 4, 7, and 8. These aren't for that. These aren't for that. These aren't for 7 and 8. 7 and 8. 7 and 8. Yeah, that was terrible. Okay, we'll try again. These aren't for 7 and 8. There we go. Success. Okay. If it can be called that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is what these digits are. An oddly difficult to fill in pair somehow, yes. So we've got all of that, and I know those aren't 8 because there's a quad here that tells me that one of these is 8. So there's no 8 up there. So we've got all of that. Okay, and so now I have 4 8s aligning in these two boxes, because 4 and 8 appear in these cells and here, and so where do they go in row 4? This is what we call a Jovi wing. 4 and 8 go up here somewhere. Now, is there a reason neither of these can be a 9? That would be interesting, but I don't think it's true yet. As best I can see. Oh yeah, these digits and these digits are also on this between line, so I should fill in that they can be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this one can't actually be 4, 6, or 8. That went way better that time than the previous time, so I'll take it. They can only, in fact, be 5 or 7, and so, in fact, these digits have almost nothing they can be, because they can't be 4, 6, or 8, and they can't be 5 or 7. So these can only be 1, 2, 3, or 9. Of course, a 3 up here on this quad would be very natural. Jovi is on stream on Sunday. Yes, that is very exciting. Ah, so that gives us a Jovi on 5s. Very good. So there's a 5 here and a 5 here. Those are the two 5s for row 4 and 5. So the 5 in row 6 is down here in one of these. I can't put a 5 in either of these circles, because if I put a 5 in either of these circles, then I can either put 6, 7, 8 or 2, 3, 4 on these lines, but that's not enough cells. So in fact, that digit is a 5, and we get to do MicroStudy's favorite dance. Ba-boop-ba-doo. Whoa! Ba-doop-ba-doo. Whoa! Ba-doop-ba-doop-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Whoa! Ba-doop. Thank you, Zach. Thank you. Now, that being a 5 is sure interesting, because it definitely makes this digit need to be a 1 or a 9, and makes this hell, because now there's roping. Because there's only 3 digits that this can be. It's either 6, 7, 8, or it's 2, 3, 4. 6, 7, 8 would make this a 4, 5 pair, but these, therefore, are the same digits and are the same digits as that. I don't think I need this yellow anymore, because I probably want to complete my Neapolitan ice cream, don't I? Would put too many 4 5s in box 8. Ah, right. That's amazing. That's amazing. Wow, yeah. If this is 6, 7, 8, these are 4, 5, but these are 6, 7, 8, and that's a 4, 5, and that's a 4, 5 triple. Beautiful. So these are not 6, 7, 8. That was Kuraban's point. So these are 2, 3, 4, which makes that a 1. And this an actual 4. These a 2, 3 pair. And these from 2, 3, 4. So we've got that. That makes that a 9 and a 3 in that order. That was incredibly slick and very well spotted. No 4s go up there. No 1 over there. I don't think we need our purpling anymore. Okay. So that, yeah, I guess that gives me a Jovio on 3s, but who cares now? Not I. One of these two cells is now a 1. And therefore that cell is a 1. So one of these two is a 1 by the 1, 6. So therefore one of these two is a 1. These are certainly from 5, 6, 7, 8. These digits are from 1, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. There's a 1, 2, 3, 4 in the row. That's the thing I was missing. So these are from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Those, of course, aren't 9. And so if this is going to be from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, it's bigger than the 2, 3, 4. So this needs to be less than the 2, 3, 4. It can therefore only be the 1, is the way to think about it. Very, very cool. So yes. So, yeah, so what is left in this box? It is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's not a 5. Ah, yeah, 5 can't go on this between line because 5 is the smallest digit that fits in one of these circles, so that's at least never a 5. So therefore one of these is a 5. So therefore these aren't 5. So therefore one of these is a 5. So therefore these aren't 5. So therefore one of these is a 5. Is the consequence of that. Now, if this is the 5, that's going to be a huge problem because this number is going to be, this line is too long. So, in fact, that's the 5. This is every bit as tight as I have come to expect from 2^10. So, this digit can only possibly be a 2 because it's not a 1, and it's got to get, it's got to be let's see, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. So this is a 2, and that's a 7. Otherwise, I won't be able to fill the line. And this is now... Oh, Mark doesn't know how to fill between lines. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I know where the 3 goes. It goes there. Gorgeous, as always. No 3, no 2. So one of these is now a 2, because this 2 quad needs a 2, and it's not in that side, which sorts out my 3 and my 2 over here. This has randomly become an 8, so that's a 6. No 3, no 6, no 6 down there either, no 6 over there, no 8s over there. If this is not a 5, these are from 7, 8, 9, and there's not enough stuff to put on the line, so this has got to be a 5, and this can't be as close to 5 as 7. It could be a 5 with an 8 and a 6, 7 up there, perhaps, as far as I am able to discern. These are some numbers that are not 4 or 6, no matter what Mark tries to tell you. So those are an 8, 9 pair, so these are a 1, 2 pair. That 8, 9 pair looks down and says that's not a 9, that's not an 8. Yeah, okay. Oh, there's a 1 Jovi wing now, pushing 1 up into one of these 2 cells. This would be a very natural place for a 1, of course. Actually, let's fill in this row. That's probably a good thing to do. Reminding Mark that they can't be 4 or 6, and that one can't be 1 because of the Jovi wing. Oh, that's almost a 7, 8, 9 triple already. This is certainly not a 9. This can't be a 7 anymore for the funny reason that if this is a 7, this is an 8, and then what on earth do you do with these cells? Okay. 5. One of these two is a 5, just by Sudoku. I should probably mark that. This 3 quad, Garion points out, now sees that 3. So one of these two is now a 3. So these aren't... So, sorry, at least so that's not 3. So that just is 3 now. And so one of these circles is now a 3. And I know which one it is. It's that one. Wow. Okay, so that's a 4. That's a 2 and a 3. That's not a 4. Okay, so these are a 1, 2 pair, because otherwise, what on earth am I doing with my life? That's a 9. 4, 8. Okay, so these are all of the none 1, 2 digits that you can name. So not 1. So yeah, this is... And I actually knew somehow already that the 4 is not here. Yes, I know the 4 is not here because of Jovi Wing. Those 4s actually, in this case, I don't even need a Jovi Wing. Those 4s look over there. That's a 4, and that puts the 4. In fact, the 4 is placed, and the 8 is placed. That's a 2. That's a 1 and a 2. So that's a 1 and a 2. These aren't a 1 and a 2 anymore. They're a 3 and a 9. So that's the 9 on this quad that needs a 9. That 5, 6 looks back over. That makes that a 7 and a 5. These are things that I can fill in. Let's see. So that is not an 8 anymore. That's not a 9 anymore. Oh, well, if that's not the 9, then this is a 9. That is not a 9. So that's a 7-8 pair. So this is a 1 or a 9 only, and that's a 1 or a 9 only. So that's interesting. This isn't a 5 or a 7. This isn't a 2. Oh, in fact, actually, this seems to be an 8. So that's a 7. This is not a 7. Let's see. I have a Jovio on 6s here between these two boxes, which actually makes that a 7, an 8, and a 6. And a 6, and a 7, and a 7, and a 5, and an 8, and a 4, and a 7, and a 6, and a 5, and a 4, and a 6, and a 9. Those are a 1-4 pair. Those are a 6-8 pair. Those are a 6-7 pair. These aren't 6, 7, or 9. Okay, 5 is not big enough to make this work, so that is in fact an 8 and a 5, and a 6 and an 8, and a 7 and a 6. Let's mark up the rest of the grid, just for our benefit. Okay. If this is a 1, this can't be a 9, so it doesn't work. So therefore that's a 9 and that's a 1. I guess I could have done that in all kinds of ways. This can't be a 3 because it's never low enough. So that is a 3 and a 9 and a 4 and a 1. Let's see. These are not 1 or 9. That one's not a 4 either. If you ever have a pair like this with a circle and a not circle, you know how it works on a between line. It's another tip, like if you've got an octuple in both the row and the column around a cell like we talked about earlier. So this has to be 4 and 6, and 8 and 4, and 9 and 8, and 1 and 9, and 5 and 6, and 2 and 1, and 5 and 7, and 2 and 3, and 3 and 4, and our last cell is a 2 again. Congratulations to all the 2-betters out there. May all your betting tree wishes come true. I was almost positive, MicroStudy, that I was going to, after saying that, mess it up and fill it in the opposite way. It would have been so on brand. But this time, I think, filled them in the right way. And what a puzzle. That was really slick. Very smooth throughout. Well done, Twototenth, and good use of tall cat lines. So, very neat. Alrighty, we're going to do 6x6s to wrap up. So if you're not aware, there is a free submission 6x6 channel over in zetamath discussion where when I have got like half an hour left, I sort of switch over to those and try and do the 6x6s from there. So I'm going to pull up one of those or 2 of those or 3 of those and we'll be right back. Okay, well, somehow Jay Dyer has already made a new house celebratory puzzle, so I have to do the new house celebratory puzzle. Fascinatingly, we have a 1, 3, 4 quadruple on this region sum line. MicroStudy was testing behind my back. So this cell is at least a 3, and at most a 6 for sure. If this was a 3, that would actually work out okay, wouldn't it? That would just end up being the 4. Fascinating. Well, I mean, I'm not saying that it doesn't cause a problem in the more global sense. Oh, it has to be a non-unique sum because of the box. So if this was a 3 or a 4, here's the problem. If this is a 3 or a 4, these two digits are these two digits. And then where am I putting the yellow digits in this box? There. But now the problem is, so if this is a 3, these are 1, 2, which makes these 3, 4 at a minimum. That's certainly a problem. If this is a 4, these are 1, 3. And now the minimum of these is 2, 5, and that's too big. Because remember, the 4 is gone, and so that doesn't work either. So this is a... So this is at least a 5. And the fact that it's at least a 5 means that these are now a 1, 3, 4 triple. Now, chat had a different way of saying that. Oh! So the problem is, if there's only one way to make the sum, then these two digits are yellow. What are these? See, the problem was in my brain, this was box 5. And so when people said box 5, I was like, oh, wow, I was not going to think about that for a while, but I guess we can look at where the unique digits would go in this box. But no. The point is that that these and this have to be different sums or the world breaks. So this is 5 or 6. Sure. Okay. So these 3 digits are different is a very interesting point. And so the question is, so 6 and 3 is an interesting sort of combo to have happening. Because if this is a 6, the 3 has to go there. And I'm not sure if that's immediately going to cause a life problem or not. Maybe not. So actually, this digit, so here's the point. This digit sees a 1, 3, 4 triple. Because this digit can't be the same as this digit, because remember, this sum and this sum are different by the sort of more convoluted break-in that chat came up with. So this digit actually has to be 2, 5, or 6, because it can't be 1, 3, or 4. But it's certainly not a 6, because that would cause all kinds of problems. So it's 2 or 5 are the only possibilities for this digit. So that's true. Okay, so let's look at this cell now, and let's think about what's happening with the fact that this cell sees the entirety of both of these. So if this is 5, this cell sees 1, 2, 3, 4. And so would be a 5. So if this is a 5, that's a 5. If this is a 6, this sees 1, 2, 4, 5, and it's a 3. So this digit's always a 3 or a 5 for whatever it's worth. Sayori would really like me to fill in these 6s. Because... Oh, no, that's not true. It's only over here that I can fill in the 6. So this sum is not 6. So this sum is 3, 4, 5. If this is 3 or 4, it goes there. Well, it can't be 3, because I just proved that this cell is 3 or 5. So that would be 3. So that doesn't work. So this is a 4 or a 5. If this is a 4 or a 5, then this digit's definitely not a 5. It's a 3. And so that's not a 3. So one of these really is a 3. This is a 1 or a 2. Right, this can't be 5, because remember, if this was 5, that cell was 5. That was the point. Because this cell sees both of those sums. And so if this was 5, now these would be a 1, 4, and a 2, 3 pair, and that doesn't work. So this is a 6. That's the point. We elegantly showed that earlier, and then I forgot, because that's what happens. So this is a 1, 4 with a 2 or a 5. And so these are actually a 2, 5 pair, funnily enough. And so this digit is a 1 or a 4, just to make life work better. This isn't a 3 anymore. This is a 2 or a 5, to make that work. That's a 1, 4 pair, which has made that the 3 for the quadruple. There's a 3 up here in an unknown position. These 1, 4s are different. So this digit sees a 1, 4 pair. So if I just mark it, I can mark that it's not a 1 or a 4. This is only a 2, 5, or a 6. Let's see. I know there's a 1 or 2 in this sum, because every sum to 4 or 5 has a 1 or a 2, and it's already been pointed out that there's a 1, 2 pair in here. So this is definitely a 1 or a 2. So we've got that. People keep saying this can't be 4, but I haven't figured it out yet. Oh, I see it. It's because of those two together. Okay. If this is a 4, the problem is it makes that a 1 and that a 1 as well. And then we'd be putting 2 1s in the box. Okay, so this is simpler. I thought it was going to be more complicated than that. So this is a 5 and that's a 2. And so that's a 5 and a 4. That's a 2. 5 and a 4. It's a 5 and a 1. That's a 2 and a 4. That's a 6. So now we can mark. Did Mark actually know about all the digits this time? I think Mark this time knew about all the digits. Because this is a 4 and a 2. And so that is a 6. There's a 4 on the quad, so that's a 4 and a 2. That's a 1, so that's a 3 and a 6. That's a 5. That's a 1 and a 6. That's a 4 and a 3. That's a 2. That's a 5 and a 2. This is a 4 to make the sum work. So that's a 3. That's a 1. That's a 4. That's a 5. That's a 1, 3. That's a 5 and a 1. And that's a 6. Thank you, Jay. That's lovely. I assume this is the doorknob up here. Would make sense. Very nice. Thank you. That was a very quick turnaround to have a puzzle to celebrate us purchasing a house at literally the same stream that I hope it's not a meteor. I'll have to check if our homeowner's insurance covers meteors. Hopefully not. Well, sorry, hopefully it does, but hopefully we don't need to find out. But yes, lovely little puzzle. Oh, it's Zach dancing on the roof. That makes sense. Zach can go hang out up there. He'll enjoy it. All right, I will pull up another 6x6, so I will be back in just a moment. Alrighty, we are back with a MicroStudy 6x6 this time, featuring Renbon and region sum lines that are just made to look fancy, but I think they're just Renbon and region sum lines. I believe. So, does the homeowner's insurance cover damage from dancing penguins? That might be a good thing to look into, actually. Let's see. So these two are the same digit. That might be a good thing to notice. Because they have the same sum, and single cells that have the same sum tend to be the same. Now, green is in one of these two cells in this box, because green can't repeat within its own sum, but that actually places green in this column. Or box, or whatever you want. So this is green. And then this is a digit that's consecutive with green. Remember, green is at least 3. So we can do that. 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, what else can I do with green? Green is at most 5? So yeah, so good spot. This cell, this is from Selena. Where does this cell go in column 5? Well, I'm not allowed to repeat digits on Renbon. So it goes up there. And so these are actually a green-orange pair. I may have regrets about my color palette choice already, but it's too late to go back. We've just got to make do with what we have. So now, does green see the entirety of this Renbon? Green does see the entirety of this Renbon. So this Renbon, by virtue of being length 4, has a 3 and a 4 on it. And so the point is, every green cell sees... Well, every cell on this Renbon is seen by a green cell. And so green can't be 3 or 4. And now there's not a 5. Sorry, now there's not a 6 on this Renbon. So now this Renbon is only from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so it's definitely got a 2, a 3, and a 4 on it. And as being pointed out by Sayori, actually we can place we can place 6 in column 5, because you can't place 6 on this Renbon anymore. You can't place 6 along a 2-cell arrow, and orange is not 6 because it goes on the Renbon, so this is 6. So in fact, green is 6. Okay, so these can't be 2, 4. Because if these were 2, 4, that would rule 2 and 4 off of this Renbon. Except for that cell. But that cell can't be both 2 and 4. So this is 1, 5. 1, 5. Thank you. So these aren't 1 or 5, so they're 2, 3, 4, and that is 1 or 5. Because we've already got a 2, 3, 4 triple. These cells can't have 2, 3, or 4 in them, so they can only be a 1, 5 pair, which makes this a 6, which makes this green, and this orange, whatever orange happens to be. It's been pointed out, at least purportedly, that these are a 4, 5 pair, because they're on a length 3 Renban with a 6. So these are from 1, 2, 3, and that's not a 2. So one of these is a 2. So we've got that. Let's see. Okay, what's left in this column is just 2, 3, 4 kind of stuff. Live in the 2, 3, 4 kind of life, I suppose. These are also from 2, 3, 4, which makes a 2, 3, 4 triple. Makes this a 1, 5 by roping or whatever you like. Oh, people would like me to pencil mark 6s. So there's a 6 up in one of these two, and a 6 up in one of these two. And the problem is if that's the 6, it puts a second 6 on the Renban. So that doesn't work. So in fact, these are the 6s, or the greens, if you prefer. Good spot. I'm sure is in some way useful. So now this Renban doesn't have a 6 on it either. So it has a 2, 3, and 4 on it. So this... No, sadly no cell sees all of them. Okay, so the point is this is a sum that doesn't have a 6 in it. So this sum is at most 9, because it's at most 4 plus 5. And it can't even be 4 plus 5, actually, for the funny reason that if it's 4, 5, it aligns with that 4, 5 and makes these 4, 5. But now this is too big. Now the sum is at least 10. So in fact, this can only be a 1 or a 2, because the sum can't even be as large as 9. So that's a 1, 2, 3 triple. So that makes these a 4, 5, which then says, what is the thing that goes with 4 and 5 on a Renban if it can't be 6? And the answer is a 3. So that is not a 3. That's not a 3. In fact, that just is a 3, just by random chance. That's a 1 or a 5. There's no way this is a 1. If this was a 1, what on earth am I putting here that makes this... Yeah, that's never going to work. So that is a 5 and a 4 and a 5. And so that's a 1 and a 5 and a 1 and a 5. Now, if this is a 6 plus 1, then this is a 5 plus 2. Or if this is a 6 plus 2, this is a 5 plus 3. Well, that doesn't work. So that's a 2 and a 1. And a 1 and a 3 and a 2. And a 4 and a 5, and a 4, and a 1 and a 5, and a 2 and a 3, and a 4, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3, and a 4. That's a 4 because it's orange. That's orange because it's a 4. That's orange because it's a 4. You can see by coloring that this is a 4. You can see by something that this is a 1, I suppose. And so the 1 must go with a 3, which goes with a 2 and a 3, which goes with a 2. Very lovely puzzle, MicroStudy. I like the stylized lines that you used to make it really pop. Very neat. All right, well, I am going to wrap up stream for the night here. So thank you so much to everyone for coming. Thank you for all your support. If you're new around the stream, I saw some new names today. Please take a chance to subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. If you haven't yet had a chance to hit the like button for the stream, I know it's annoying to like pull out your phone and do it or whatever, but if you have not yet liked the stream, it is greatly appreciated if you do so. Much love to those of you who do. If you'd like to support us or support the stream beyond that, the easiest way to do that is to click the join button down below, where for as little as $5 a month, you can support the stream. So greatly appreciated. So thank you to all of you who do that. Many people also support on Patreon. Even though YouTube doesn't like that as much, we like it just as much. And we thank everyone, including our newest windmill, Wisteria, on all of the screens. So when we go to the goodbye screen, you can see it. But also when we go to the be right back screen, I'm sure you've noticed. Those are all the people who support us in all the which ways. So greatly appreciated. If you consider more, or if you consider supporting, we'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. We will be back on Sunday with Jovial, so look forward to that for a giant group stream with Jovial and Tristan and I. We'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Oops.